Hey gents, I hope you're having an awesome week. So WallieBob back again, and today we're going to talk about gender expression. Yeah. So first topic here is gender, sex, and gender expression. I think that all three of these are standardized by society, and I think it's our job to dig deeper into it and accept people who don't necessarily fit in the 0101 binary that's been set forth. I think that the binary was set up just to make things simple. And it's up to the society and its people to decide whether or not they're willing to accept or deny people who don't fit in the 0101. And I think that speaks volumes to the community and the society itself. Um, that aside, I guess I should go into breaking it down. Gender expression, I think it's just standardized signals, and I mean that's just what I understand. Standardized signals that are indigenous to either a 0 or a 1. You know, and I mean sex is assigned to you by birth based upon certain physical characteristics, or if you were in the middle, so to speak, then whichever your parents felt you most resemble. And gender, it's so fluid. It's hard to. It's one of those things that people try to label, but as you can see now, even more now, because the trans community has a little bit more visibility in popular culture. It's not concrete. It's not consistent. And that's in any species, but it's easier for us as I think human beings to believe that everything is concrete and not changing, even though that's not how nature works. Um, Next, personal gender expression. I can only go off of what people tell me. I'm told that I'm in the middle. So my mind is very masculine, and I have very masculine mannerisms, but I still have some feminine, expressions and mannerisms. Like, the way that I speak, I talk to you as opposed to telling you what you should be doing or thinking, which is considered feminine, but, I prefer to hang out with guys, and I think that's just a preference, but it could be perceived as being especially masculine. I'd like to believe that my gender expression is masculine, but the reality is I'm somewhere in between. Much like most people, I think. Personally, I'd like to stay away from being too hard. Because and not just too hard. I mean, not because hey, I'm a trans guy, but I would like to find a balance. Balance is incredibly important, I think, and no matter what you perceive your gender to be, no matter how you want the world to perceive you, it is incredibly important to find that balance and deal with situations appropriately based upon your own personal balance. Then the relationship between passing and gender the relationship between passing and gender expression and your thoughts on it. Well, I think that they're connected. Passing and gender expression, it's like I said before, gender expression is basically certain signals that are attached to the 1 or the 0. So to pass, one must find or send enough signals that tell the other people who are watching them, whether it be people or other creatures in the world, or those who are experiencing the world with you, that I am indeed, a 1 or a 0, depending on what you consider male or female. I guess for the conversation, we'll say 1 is male. So you have to send out enough signals that says, oh, I'm a guy. Whether it be the inflection in your voice, or how you greet your friends, or how your friends greet you. They send, and it's important that they match. I mean, you can get away with them not matching all the time, but it has to match just enough so that you pass. Right. That's my thought on it. But again, it's all fluid. I mean, there's nothing concrete, and uh, it's hard to accept, but it's true. And I feel like, as being a trans man myself, I kind of have to accept or deal with the fact that, the reality is that nothing under the sun is new and nothing is always going to be the same, which I think, is kind of hard to just really get okay with. And I think that's where it comes back to, what is it called now? Comes back to gender expression and finding that balance. Or when I was talking about gender expression, finding the balance, and the balance to accept, things aren't going to be the way that I expect them to be all the time. So, yeah, I enjoyed this conversation, and